This is a quick video explaining how to organize data. So let's look at the movie budgets data set and say you want to organize by budget. So right here, there's this little arrow. If you hover your cursor over the budget column, this work for any column, by the way, but this is what say I want to do by budget. Click on the arrow and then it says sort ascending. And if I do that, then all my data is now organized with the budget ascending. So here's $0.0011 million budget at the top. That's the cheapest movie. So what I'm going to do is if I want to separate by movies that are under 100,000, 100 million, sorry, and above, then I'm just going to go down to the place where that threshold is crossed. So I'm scroll down and it looks like right here. Entry number 4,852. It's the first one that's 100 million. So from here on, I'm going to highlight everything that's below that for the 100 million over. And to highlight it, so simple trick, just gonna click on that movie box right there, and I'm gonna scroll all the way down to my end of my list. I'm gonna hold down Shift and then click on that button on the bottom. Then press, if you're on a Mac, Command C or Control C, whatever, copy and paste. If you're on a Mac, it's Command. I think if you're on a PC, it's Control C to copy, and then you go to my Google Sheet. So I want to do confidence intervals, but I do confidence intervals with data. Click on that first box. Actually, just let me clear just make sure. And then Control or Command V to paste. And then that gives me my oops, I'm sorry. I just realized. What I'm doing right now is comparing the budget. So depending on what you want to compare, this would be comparing the average budget, which actually wouldn't really make sense. But probably what you want to ask is a question like you're comparing the worldwide or domestic gross of those movies, right? So actually, I'll come back again to that list instead of highlighting the budget. Now that it's organized in terms of budget, I can look at what is the gross for them with those movies. Highlight that first gross for the $100 million movie, which was Harry Potter, it seems. So I'm doing domestic gross, right? Highlight that same procedure. Go down to the bottom of my list, shift click, copy, and then enter that here. Okay, let's see. This is a sample, so I should be using the t-stats, and then this will give me my right here my lower and upper limit for the domestic gross. Okay, that's for the over 100,000, like 100 million or over, right? For under 100 million, this process will be similar. Find that threshold where it was below, which was right here, right here. This is the domestic gross for the first movie that was under 100 million. And then I'd scroll my list to the top, hold down Shift, click, Control copy, clear out this old data, paste the new data. Okay, my lower and upper limit, and not surprisingly, that's significantly lower than the other one, right? So that's what I would expect. Now, looking at this data, the way I have my Google Sheet set up, this one's set up to accommodate that large of a set. If you look at how this is calculated, it's based on the column from A1 to A 103,000. So you can have a list as big as 103,000. The way I had my hypothesis test set up, I wasn't expecting that large of a um, data set. So when I made this calculation here, it only goes to 1,000 here, which is going to be a small problem for us if we are if we're doing a data set. We have a data set that's like 4,000 or something. So easy fix. All you do is you just add a zero here to anytime you see like this A1 to A whatever, just add a zero. It's gonna tell you to calculate all the way down past that number. Okay, for whichever calculation you're happening to use. For us, actually, we're using t-stats, right? So just add a 0 at the end here. And again over here. Just make sure it goes past whatever the size of your set is. Anytime you see like these calculations that involved an index from A1 to A something. So I'll do the same thing over here for all these guys. I think maybe I'll just actually do this for the master copy too. If you want to just go back and recopy the Google Sheet, I'll make this change later today. Okay, so coming back to what was it? Yeah, so the other thing, right? So same, I got the same data set. So let's say I want to do two sample hypothesis tests. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. So I was on the wrong page, I just realized. And I want to do with data. Oh, actually, this is already set to be big enough because look, I changed this one earlier. So this is 100,000. It looks like so that's good. That means I'm already set up to do it. So I had my data set two already. This is the data set two is the movies that I copy and pasted. The average, not the average, sorry, the domestic gross for larger. I'm sorry, I'm getting all my words mixed up. This is the domestic gross for less than 100 million that I just pasted in there. And if I look, right here, sample size is 4,851. So that's done for me already. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing for above 100 million. So I go into my threshold. Where did I cross to 100 million? Um, right here. Highlight that first box. Go to the end of my list. Oops. Shift click. That highlights all those values. Control C or Command C. Okay, and put my data set in there. So that data set has 371 entrants. So only 371 entrants have a movie budget of over 100 million, 100 million or over. And then what's the question? Yeah, so then their average is 173 million domestic gross, and then compared to 33 million domestic gross. Then you have your p-value. Yeah, so it looks like small p-value if I'm checking the H not being that mu1 is less than or equal to. So a small p-value here means this would probably be the test that I wanted to use. I'll let you do the rest of the interpretation on your own, but that's the idea. Or maybe you want to do the unequal one too. Yeah, two-tailed test would also make sense. I wouldn't use this one because you have p-value of 1. This doesn't give you information technically speaking. So I would recommend using the right-tailed test and just formatting your hypothesis and question to match that or to use a two-tailed test. Okay, hope that answered your question. That's it. I'll stop this video.